Hello and welcome back. It's been a very long time. You know me as Harry from HS Carpentry. Well, now it's Harry from Turner & Co. So we've undergone some very big changes, and well, we'll start from the top. So we're no longer HS Carpentry and Joinery. We are now Turner & Co. Bespoke Joinery Limited. Over the last couple of months, we've undergone a rebrand. We've rebranded from HS Carpentry and Joinery to Turner & Co. Bespoke Joinery Limited. Many reasons behind it. Main one being that we are building a brand. The brand being the finest joinery available, from windows and doors to bespoke furniture, kitchens, etc. And we wanted a brand at the front of that as opposed to the name HS Carpentry. Now, HS Carpentry served me for many years. And I managed to grow that into what it finalised as, and now into what it is in the Turner & Co. We wouldn't be here without the HS Carpentry. Now, the second big change you'll notice is my new surroundings. This is our new workshop. So now, the new workshop, that came as a result of the rebrand. We obviously established that where we were at Paper Mill Lane wasn't going to be big enough anymore. It wasn't suited to us anymore, and we'd outgrown it. So now we're here, still in Ipswich, only about 15 minutes away from where we were previously. But now, obviously, as you can tell, this is much bigger. This is just under 3,500 square feet, whereas the old one was just under 1,000 square feet, so well over 3 times the size. Now, we've still got many of the same machines, i.e. the Festool chop saw that we use, our Robland planer thicknesser, our iTech table saw, and our iTech spindle moulder, the bandsaw, the tenon, the mortiser, and the guillotine. However, we've made a couple new additions. We now have our Felder panel saw, the 540S, or the K540S, but the biggest change is our new spindle moulder. This is the ProMat or Format 45, Profile 45, and it's one hell of a bit of kit. We've got the Aigner fence on here. I'm sure a few of you are familiar with these. Obviously the micro adjustment, the automatic rise and fall, the automatic fence. It's going to be a game changer for us for what we're looking to do, and obviously the extractor's new as well. So yeah, so there's been some big changes, and I mean, I can't remember the last time I actually put a video out, because we've just been so busy, and a lot of it really we've wanted to kind of keep close to our chest while it was all happening. But I'm sure a few of you probably follow us on TikTok and already know the news, but for those of you that are just solely with us on YouTube, here it is. This is the news. We've got a new name to our faces and a new home. But other than that, everything stays the same. The same team, same family, the same values as well. And if not, even better, because we're pushing ourselves even further to be better than what we ever were before. So, but one thing we're going to look very closely at as the months and the years go on is who we are as a group, and what we can achieve as a group as well. So one of those things being working towards a sustainable business practice. And by that, we look here at all these slabs. Now, all these slabs were sourced very locally, less than 50 miles away from the workshop. We've milled them all. We're going to dry them all, and then we'll use them all for furniture and bits and pieces like that, and we'll sell them as well. We dry them in here. So they'll dry in there, just a little dehumidifying kiln, takes a while, but it works. We'll get them down to obviously the required moisture content, and then we can use them and sell them as it is. So we use our Alaskan sawmill to cut those with an 8-foot bar, which is just up there. And there's some big slabs over there. The biggest ones we got are about 6.5 foot wide, going all the way down to about 900 wide. So some massive ones and then some not so massive ones, but all very, very useful. Now, if we just nip up here, here's some other stock that we milled, dried, and obviously can use as well. So all English oak, all here, this is all English oak. All of those slabs down the bottom are English oak as well, but we're not limiting ourselves to that. Now while we're up here, we'll show you our new office / meeting room. So this is where we will invite you all down to discuss your projects and what you're thinking of having done and how we can help you with that. So we put a lot of time and effort into this space. If I just turn the big lights off, you can see we've got our lovely sort of media wall here. We'll have some of our pictures on displays of some of our previous works. A little bit of storage for us and all of our admin stuff, obviously. We have a lovely fluted panel up here with a nice cornice detail and LED in the cornice. And obviously to finish it off, we've obviously got our button B panelling with a Belection moulding on the top to act as a dado rail. So that finishes it off really nice. So now as we come over here, you'll see we've got what is going to be our coffee station. So we've got our coffee machine coming very soon. That is going to go over there. We decided to put a window in so that as customers come up and to see us, to talk about their bits and pieces, if they want to help themselves to a coffee, or even if we're making them one, they can have a look up here and see the workings of the workshop, see what's happening, but being here in a nice sort of quiet and calm environment as opposed to out there where it's quite noisy. So, but this is our office, and as I say, we're very happy with how it came out. We've got a couple more little tiny bits and pieces to do here, but apart from that, it's going to be a lovely space for us to hold our meetings and things. And obviously, it could go with that little sticker on the wall. So, we'll give you a bit of a shot of the workshop from up here, and you can see exactly what we're working with. So obviously we'll start down here. We've got our big roller shutter doors, materials and things will come in, products will go out. Obviously we have our stack of slabs there, nice and close to the kiln so that we can get them in. Kilns down there. We have our own little private staff area and kitchen down there. Here we've got our unit that we've made and we take to the shows, but that's also going to be where we're going to display some items for sale because we get a couple of people come in and out of here. So we'll have a few little bits and pieces. Obviously we have the spindle moulder with all of our tooling. Everything's nice and close to that machine, tucked out the way so that we're not cutting it through in and out of the workshop, risking damaging it. Extractor situated over there. That seems to be the best place for it because in between the spindle moulder and the panel saw, that's kind of dead space. The extractor doesn't stick out, so that worked out really nicely. Obviously the panel saw down there, storage, and then a little bit of a decorating and prepping area at the bottom. Some wood storage down there. And down the back, across where you can see the festal rails, that ply wall there, that's our spray booth. So we built that as well. We've got a spray booth and drying room, and on top, we've made it strong enough so that we can use the top for storage. So we've got some sheets up there, a couple of beams, a show pergola that we use up there as well. We've then obviously got our 2 workbenches, so we're going to have a look at those in a bit of closer detail because we were quite happy with how we made these. So we've got our 2 workbenches here. Then obviously the 3 machines I mentioned earlier, a planer thicknesser, the little table saw and the little spindle moulder. We were toying with the idea of getting rid of it, but then it seems silly too. So we're keeping the small spindle moulder for the small bits and pieces. The bandsaw is just here temporarily. That will move because it's a bit too close to the staircase. But obviously we have leftover bits of ducting and stuff there at the moment. And then obviously our crosscut station down there. So our workbenches. So when we built these, we wanted these to be a nice workbench. The previous workbench we had at the old workshop served a purpose, wasn't very functional, but it worked. Okay, these serve a purpose and they are very functional. So we had this done on the CNC, so obviously it's kind of like the MFT festal table with the holes in it for our dogs and our clamps. I absolutely love that system, and that was just one of the non-negotiables I wanted for our bench. Now, the bench, the actual structure of the bench is made up from oak. We milled and we dried here in our workshop and at the old one as well, which is a really nice touch. So obviously I've got our 6x6 legs and then our 100x50 sort of cross sections going around, all mitered and all notched as well, to give a really nice kind of show piece, central piece where our work is going to be done. And we've got 2 of those. Within that, we've obviously got some drawers for all of our tools and storage and stuff. Keeps everything nice and safe, nice and neat and nice and tidy, and then tool storage underneath as well for small power tools and things like that. So there are 2 benches. And we were really happy with that. As I say, for us coming in here, and by us I mean me and Will, they were the non-negotiables. We wanted a nice bench as opposed to the old bench, which is now the prepping bench. You can see it was just 4x2, C24, some old fence posts. It was just screwed together. It worked, but it, you know, now these are something special. So these are very, very handy, certainly the tops as well. So that's basically it for the bench. Again, for the chop saw bench, we lowered it a little bit because the last one was a bit too high. This one works a lot better. General storage underneath for site tools and stuff, things that don't come out every day. We've got our seals there. Odin's got his little bed and his little safe spot under there. And yeah, so that's basically it for the crosscut section. All of our battery charging. We've got our sound system up there now. So that's good. That works really well in here. But we never have it on too loud because obviously we do have neighbours here. Over here, obviously we've got our tenon, which was in the previous workshop, guillotine and mortiser. Really the only one that's going to need the extraction is a tenon. Our little extractor, I think we're going to be getting rid of that just purely because the big P&J, that does everything now. It's just, so we don't really need it, but we'll hang on to it for a little while. As I say, spindle moulder, and obviously our drawers for all of our tooling and stuff along here with some nice rubber on the bottom so nothing's slipping and sliding everywhere. Nothing's going to bang into each other because that's when cutter's going to start getting damaged and stuff. And as I say, the storage area up top, general tools, fixings, nuts, bolts and stuff, things that aren't going to get grabbed every day but are here if and when we need them. Same as all of our chainsaw and our milling gear and stuff, that's all up there. We don't do it every day, but when we need it, we can get quick access to it. We will be putting a staircase up at some point, but not right now. Again, we have our spray booth and drying room. Down the bottom here, as you can see, spray booth down the back, drying room at the front. And what we will have is a rack system, which will come through. One in the spray booth, so we'll have a rack which is hook up, and then hook it off into here. And then eventually, I think what we will do is probably get rid of the partition wall and have one round track on the ceiling that things can go into the spray booth, get sprayed, come out into the drying room, left alone. That's probably what we'll look at doing, but that, you know, it works for now. And like I say, we'll have a track on the ceiling in there and a track on the ceiling in here for everything to dry. We'll obviously keep the little drying racks because they work quite nicely for bits that are only getting painted on one face. Again, some timber storage, just general stuff. We've got some leftover steel and things from a job and some other bits. So yeah, that is basically our new workshop. So yeah, so this is basically our new workshop. We're very, very happy with the space and we're really excited to be moving forward. We've got some really, really good, fun, exciting projects in the pipeline. Things that we're working on now, finalising the last few details. And yeah, we can't wait to get started on those. So it's been a bit of a process to get here where we are. I mean, we're second week of March now, and we've got the keys for here on the 22nd of December. But as you can see, we've done a lot and we've achieved a lot, you know, from building the spray booth. We knocked out some of the old showers because this was a gym. So we took them out and repurposed the kitchen area that we've got for the staff. Our office, completely from scratch up there. Same as the storage areas, obviously around the kiln and things like that, the extraction, the benches. So we've achieved a lot in the space that we have, and obviously we've had a couple of little jobs on in between, but we wanted to allow ourselves some time to get this ready because we only want to do this once. We feel like we've got a really good, fresh, clean, safe and efficient working area now. You know, down over here, we've still got more space available for another machine in the future. So we'll see in the near future maybe. But with what we've got at the moment, we're good. We're operational. We're back up and running, which is great. Exactly where we want it to be. So we're excited to get stuck in. Now, I'm going to be making more of an effort with the videos. So what I'd like you to do and what I'd like from you is for you to tell me what you want to see. You want to see more workshop stuff, you want to see more site stuff, more day-to-day of running the business and what goes into it, or just about the work, you know, because we don't just make the windows, the doors, not everything's done on the machine. We do some really nice joinery, you know, some handcrafted stuff, some artisan stuff. So, you know, whether you want to see that, you just let me know. But that's that. I really wanted to just do a video, an introduction video into what has been going on over the last couple of months, what's going on for the next few months. So, yes, but anyway, might not have been the most exciting, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. I'll see you soon.